How's it going, Anna?
Hello.
How you doing? I'm getting ready to show you around here the farm here at Farm of Life. We've got thousands of different trees, flowers, all kinds of different fruit trees here, hundreds of different fruit trees, different types of the same thing, many different types of bananas, mangoes, you name it, it's here, and we're going to get ready and I'm going to show you around a little bit. But before we start with that, I want to talk to you a little bit about the consciousness of plants. I don't know if you've ever read The Secret Life of Plants before. Have you ever heard about it?
I have,
that book?
yeah.
All
I
right.
haven't read it, but I've picked it up and had a good look through it,
But
yeah.
what I find interesting with this farm is that we were told that this farm, when we bought it in 2006, would never produce food because of the soil, because it has kind of an orange clay soil. And Jody and I felt so strongly about this land and that the fact that it would heal people, mind, body, and spirit, that we knew that plants would grow here. And basically what I always tell people, they're like, well, what do you do? Do you do permaculture? What kind of farming techniques do you do? What kind of fancy stuff do you do? The soil? And of course, and we do a lot of that stuff, and we're going to talk about that during the farm tour. But one of the biggest things that anyone needs to do with plants is to just love them. Love them. I always tell people plants are a lot like the dog, except they don't wag their tail. You know, you give plants a lot of love, you put a lot of love into your land, and the plants want to produce food for you. And that's exactly what's happened here. So if you don't have it, get The Secret Life of Plants. And it actually studies that plants do have a consciousness. They feel. They feel the love of human touch. And they feel the sadness of being lonely and not having human touch. And they've actually scientifically studied that in the book The Secret Life of Plants. And so when we walk around here in the gardens and you see all this flora and fauna and fruit trees, you're going to get a lot of love because that's all we do here. And the intention for these plants is to heal people when they come here, mind, body, and spirit.
Wow,
So,
that's beautiful.
yeah. So first things first, we're going to take a look at the banana hut. And one of the reasons why we have this banana hut is because if you leave the bananas on the tree here in the tropics, the birds could get them.
Yeah, cheeky.
Yeah, yep, exactly. And so what we do is we wait until the bananas sort of get a rounded, they're not so edged, they get kind of a rounded, they're sort of rounded off. And then the vitamin mineral uptake is actually pretty good. A lot of times people say, well, wait until they turn yellow before you cut them. Well, two things. If you do that, number one, the birds might get them before you. And number two, what may happen is they split. And then you can't eat any of them. They'll split right down, they'll just split right down the seam. And then none of them are edible. So really, honestly, bananas sort of need to be picked when they're green.
Yeah.
Not like super duper green, like you know, you probably get in England and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you know, just when the edges start to round off a little bit, then you pick them, and then they start to turn yellow like this.
So you couldn't, or could you eat one of those green ones if you had to?
Well, it's a starch yet; it hasn't turned into a fruit, and it's super hard. You'd have to cook it.
Yep. It probably tastes really
And we try to eat raw
gross.
food here.
Yeah.
You know, if you're healing, we definitely recommend raw foods. That's for sure. So, and then you see all the bananas here. We have different types. This is a little small apple banana right here.
I think they call them
really
lady fingers in Australia.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they're seed. They have little seeds in them.
Oh.
Yep.
But
So we have
these
numerous different types of bananas.
best bananas I've ever had.
Yeah, they're really good. All
Amazing.
organic. A lot of these are from the farm or from the area, from the local area. One of the best ways to eat raw food is local, seasonal, and organic.
Of course, yeah. How many banana trees do you have here?
We have, oh my goodness, we probably have about 80.
Really? Whoa.
And we have 6 different kinds. We have the red banana. We've got platanos. It kind of looks like a plantain.
Oh, yeah.
The apple banana. As you were saying, the ladyfinger bananas.
Yep. Wow.
I can't think of the other 2 others. But
And
yeah, they're totally
do you get
amazing.
a new, like, is that from 1 year? Years growing there, or do they harvest a few times a year?
No, what's amazing is that a banana, I'll show you when we actually get to a banana, but banana is really, it's not really, it's a botanical sense, it's not a fruit.
Oh, I didn't know.
It's actually a grass or an herb.
Really?
So the banana stalk will grow up, and then you cut it, it produces fruit. You cut it like a grass, 6 months later, it comes up and it shoots bananas again.
No way.
And I'll show you that when we
That's
get to a banana
amazing.
tree. Yeah, it's really rather incredible.
Cool.
All right. Welcome to the greenhouse.
Wow.
Here we go.
Amazing.
And the main concept of the greenhouse really is just to produce greens, because most people eat raw foods here, and so we really want to produce. And this is a work in progress. We want to produce so guests can come down here and they can pick their salads. You know, we have a huge, and you'll be videoing it Thursday when you go to the market with us. But there's all kinds of local, seasonal, organic foods. But over and above that, if people want to come out and pick their own salads, we want our greenhouse to be able to produce a good portion of that. And we're doing it. It's on the way. You see heirloom tomatoes over here in that box there. And one of the reasons why we have them in that box is so they don't cross-pollinate, so that we'll constantly have really heirloom tomatoes, because when they cross-pollinate, they go back to normal tomatoes. Yeah. Oh, so it's just a learning process.
And did you learn that the hard way?
Yeah, we learned it the hard way. Yeah, I mean, I am by no means a permaculture specialist or professional. I'm learning on the job. I've learned a lot, but I have a lot more to learn.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's just on-the-job training here as a farmer. Yeah, I grew up in the city.
I have no clue how to plant things, but I'm going to learn. Do you have any help here? Like any of the locals help you with
Yeah,
this?
we do. We do. We have, people give us ideas. I mean, we came up with all, these like wooden boxes for, for the planting beds and stuff like that. These are all ideas from the Ticos.
It makes it look so good too.
Yeah, presentation is really important because, this is a travel tourism and a bed and breakfast place. So it's not only a working farm, but it's also a vacation spot or a healing spot. And so presentation's key. That's why, when you're videoing during this farm tour, you'll see the landscaping is really, really good. Not only is that good for presentation, but it's also good to keep, the snakes out or, any kind of critters, and we haven't seen snakes or scorpions here in a long time just because we do keep the place very well manicured.
I'm surprised actually the lack of bugs I've seen because, the reputation is Costa Rica's got bugs everywhere, but the bugs I have seen are beautiful.
Yes, it's not as buggy as people think.
No.
In my backyard in Atlanta in the summertime, the mosquitoes will literally pick you up and take you away.
Whoa.
Here, my thought was when I first came here that it would be the same thing, but it's not. We're 2,000 feet up in the mountains, and the bugs here are minimal at best. All the structures are open, as you're going to see. The restaurant's wide open, and, you get a bug or two, but it is not by any stretch of the imagination completely annoying. The rainy season, like come August, September, October, can get sometimes a little bit annoying when the sun goes down. We have no-see-ums, but that's 3 months out of the year.
Yeah,
can
handle that.
And the perception is that it's the tropics and the bugs will kind of sweep you.
I think they're worse back home in Queensland. The mosquitoes were just so bad. Literally get covered in them if you went out somewhere.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Yeah. So I who knows? Maybe in England they're worse than here in the summertime.
In summer we get like flies and horseflies and stuff.
Yeah.
And they really sting if they bite you.
Yep, we get those here. But it's just, the perception of Costa Rica and the tropics was nothing like I even thought when I came down here. So, and even the temperature, right? Because you have so many microclimates. Yeah. It's fine. It's great here.
It's fine.
I'll show you around. These are peppers right here. All different kinds of peppers. Oh, wow. This right here, peppers. These aren't super duper hot, so you're okay. We've got basil here. And a different kind of like a purple kale here. Parsley over here. And chives is kind of like an onion. Lots of chives, really great for salads. And like I said, I wanted in here to be a green for salads. And then of course tomatoes. We got more tomatoes. We've got an Asian green here that grows very, very well. I've been doing a lot of research and finding out what greens go really good in the tropics. And Choy Sun grows incredibly well here. And here this is right here, and it's really tasty green.
Is that related to bok choy?
Very similar to bok choy. And the Asian greens grow really good down here. And that's what I'm studying now, because like chard, for example. Here's chard. Chard, the bugs like it down here. For whatever reason, the bugs love it, and you can see all the holes in the chard.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing is a process of elimination, really. If a green doesn't grow well down here, the bugs get to it, I just pull it out, and I don't grow it anymore. But the choice sun, look at it. I mean, it grows really healthy.
Yeah, it's loving that, isn't it?
It's loving it. It grows fantastic. Another one, and it's absolutely beautiful. You want to come over and take a look at this. This is called amaranth.
That's pretty.
Yeah. That's called amaranth.
That looks more like a flower, doesn't it?
Yeah, and you can actually eat those leaves in a salad, and they taste very, very good. And amaranth, the bugs don't like it either. So I'm just, doing a process of elimination and finding out what greens grow really good down here. Because let's face it, like in England or in Europe, in those temperate climates, in the States, greens thrive. They grow great. In the tropics, they don't grow as good. You need a hoop house like this. So, you have to really, it's delicate balance to get grains to grow well down here.
Yeah.
Fruits don't grow well where you guys are at. Fruits abound here. Someone could be a fruitarian here and have no problems. And you'll notice, in the tour, there's just tons of fruit trees here. But greens, you have to push them along a little bit.
Yeah.
So you have to do a lot of research in finding out what grows here and what doesn't.
And he fell over backwards.
No tripping. Broccoli here.
Wow.
This is broccoli.
That's cool.
Arugula.
Uh-huh.
A little bit of arugula.
That's a salad thing too, isn't it?
Yeah, it grows very well. It's very hot, very spicy. Some people like it, others don't. Salad mix here, you've got red and green leaf lettuce. The funny thing here is, again, in the tropics, red and green leaf lettuce, man, it busts so quick. It goes to seed so fast. You have maybe a window of a couple of weeks to eat it, and then after that, it's gone.
So I guess maybe some of it, if you don't have heaps of people here, can go to waste.
Grows super quick.
Yeah.
Over here, we got squash. Right here, you take a look at this.
Oh, wow. I didn't see them the other day. Love them.
Yep, you slice them up, put them in salads. And then here we have one of our, kale. Kale's amazing. It grows, seems like it pretty much grows everywhere. The kale here is very healthy.
I've never seen kale look like this. It's almost iridescent.
Yeah,
Isn't it?
Yeah, no, it's really, truly amazing. It's dinosaur kale.
Uh-huh.
And it's not bitter.
Yeah.
Because in the States, whenever I have kale, I never liked it because it was kind of really bitter and kind of nasty tasting.
Yeah, we get that
But
back
this,
home.
fantastic.
Do you ever make
Not
kale
bitter
chips?
at all, very smooth. And we do all kinds of raw gourmet with it. Guests come here and pick it for juicing. People are on healing protocols. They use this as their dark leafy green, right? Because that's your chlorophyll. That's your energy of the sun. That's going to heal you. This is fantastic. Kale is pretty much our #1 in this greenhouse. In my opinion, it's really good. Here you have a type of vine spinach that you're only going to see in Costa Rica.
Oh, wow.
The texture of it's really kind of slimy to eat in salads, but to juice it is fantastic. And you can juice these stems too.
It looks a bit like rhubarb.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean
tasty.
it's very tasty. In juices, in salads, it's kind of, I don't know, it has like a different texture to it. Some people like it, some people don't. I personally don't like it in salads, but in juices, fantastic. It's really good. Here we've got celery. Celery stalks here.
Oh, they look like they're growing well.
Yeah, nice organic celery.
And do you have to plant things here according to season, or no? You just plant them whenever you want?
For greens, no, because again, we're under this hoop house right here, and we can control water.
Yeah.
But if not, greens wouldn't grow very well in the tropics at all. Maybe the kales and some of the Asian greens, but other than that, greens would not grow down here. You have to control water.
It's funny, I would never have thought that. I would have thought they would just grow easily. But
you have a year-round growing season here, but you have to control the amount of sun, the amount of light, the amount of water. You definitely do down here. If you don't, greens won't grow. They're very delicate down here. And the conditions are too humid and they're too hot for greens to really grow and thrive. Here we've got seedlings. Here we're starting.